Nothing to simulate the feeling of a Shonen Jump than 12 hours of Yu-Gi-Oh the day before and then 2 hours of sleep and waking up for more Yu-Gi-Oh on a weekend, huh? I'm thinking any tournament where we go over 35 people is probably going to have to be 2 days like this from now on. Maybe 40 people. I think 40 seem manageable. This is losers finals. The winner of this will have to beat Geist 2 times in order to stop Geist from taking his third major online tournament win. So the way I ruled this here is because he already, like, if Mensch said I summon and Dale flipped that over, and then Mensch said, and then Dale's like, oh, I want to play something to summon, and Mensch just said no, I would have said, okay, yeah, there's no way you're doing it. But Mensch said okay to that, and then once Dale showed the solemn, said no, you can't solemn there. Mensch tried to argue to me was he thought he was going to respond with something like Torrential of once it's already targeted on the summon, and then that's why he should not be able to do solemn because a card like Torrential he was saying okay to. But my point was if you're arguing that Dale already flipped the monster face down, that would mean Suki resolved and we're past the point of summoning or anything like that. So it's a warning for both of them for not communicating better, but you can't wait until your opponent shows the card after you said okay, you can respond to the summon and then flip the solemn and then say no and see the solemn. Yeah, PP G6 got his Dale. I mean, Dale's not totally innocent here either. He shouldn't. If he was gonna Solemn it, he should have never did the little flippy thing with the thousand eyes.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, morning, Lucas.
Morning?
Morning for me.
It's
I don't know what time
afternoon.
it is for you.
I slept like 4 hours tonight.
Yeah, that's probably about what I got. This is what like a real tournament, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a goat control against goat control?
Mensch is on the he was on
Oh
the
yeah, Angel Chaos.
Angel Chaos, right? We just haven't seen any of the Angel Chaos cards yet.
Yeah, I was just looking at the graveyards. Yeah, Angel Chaos is quite similar to goat control.
For sure.
So, what's the record in the match?
This is game 1 still.
This is still game 1?
Yep.
Cool. And this is losers finals?
Losers finals, yep.
Cool. So winner has to beat Geist D twice?
Yes.
Alright.
The advantage of going undefeated. Unlike Swiss, where you get no advantage for going undefeated.
Oh, you get to be on the play. That's huge,
Yeah.
right?
Swiss, you could lose to the person you previously beat in the tournament, and they win the tournament because they beat you later in the day.
Yeah, been there, done that. So, advantage for the Mensch right now. At least he has control over the field, right?
Barely?
Yeah,
I mean,
barely.
it's
also,
been so back and forth. I wouldn't say. I mean, he's got life points. I think is a bigger advantage than
yeah, exactly.
anything right now.
Slight control over the field.
He
Maybe
plays,
a card or so advantage.
He plays
and
the Air
life
Knight,
points.
which I kind of doubt he has if he's summoning Chaos Sorcerer.
Have we seen Air Knight game 1 from him?
I believe I'm not 1,000% sure, but I know we've at least seen it. Maybe not.
Yeah, we've
game
seen
1.
Air Knight, but I'm not sure we saw it game 1. Oh yeah, the classic Angel Chaos play. Chaos Source to get rid of your own 1000 dice.
Yep.
Because, yeah, that deck can be awkward at times. And now he has no light in the graveyard. And the faiths are gone. So it's only the 2 merchants and the angels and maybe the Air Knight that's left. For
So
lights.
A snatch and then banishing that merchant would actually be a pretty big play.
Yeah, but every time I go for that line, they book.
Book of Moon, yeah. He's got 1 book engrave. No mystical engrave.
Oh, so what do we call the other player?
Dale?
Dale, okay.
Yeah.
Dale is running Solemns
Yes.
in goat control?
Yep.
That's unusual, right?
I think we saw it recently with I want to say the FLC. No, that was in Chaos. Yeah, so we really haven't seen him main deck and go control much at all.
Yeah, that's a cool call.
Well, when everyone else is playing Solemn, sometimes you gotta just put in Solemn. I wonder what he cut out of the goat control deck.
Maybe just cut 1 Dust Tornado, 1 Saccharet, so...
Let me see, I can look.
So... It's Dale's turn, right? Yeah. Somewhat tricky to deal with this board with the 2 back row out there. Could definitely be book and a ring
I
to...
would think it's at least one of those 2 cards, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If not
So
both.
1000 dice is quite. I mean, if he has meta Sinister Serpent, he might not want to go for it if he has another option that is safer.
He could have a solemn set too, where he can go
Yeah,
for,
sure.
but then ring's really scary.
Yeah, Solemn is so awkward before you get into these very, very late stages, I feel. Also, is his life total low because of the Solemn that was used earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have we seen the Sinister Serpent?
I want to say no. I don't think Dale is Sinister yet.
Alright. Because he really needs to catch up here. I guess Tribe would be a good start. You never want to drop BLS in a situation like this, but maybe that's your best option. It's so easy for him to die as well, because even if he has the scapegoat and he sets it, it could definitely be a Dust Tornado or MST'd.
Right. Well, you gotta play something though.
Yeah, and as you were saying, the ring is also scary. And soon his own cards are starting to become unplayable. He hasn't used Premature yet, has not used the Liquid Duo, has not used his own ring, soon he can't use those. There's the Premature, so yeah. I guess this is bringing back Air Knight? Yeah. Gotta just try to run into the Merchant. But now he's dead to ring.
Well, now you can solemn ring still, but snatch with this maybe.
I mean, going for the Air Knight tells me that it's gonna attack and check what happens and
See what you
reevaluate.
get. Yeah.
Okay, gets through. I wonder what we can deduce from that. Because I probably would have booked there. I would definitely have Sakud, but that goes without saying, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a nice grab.
Yeah, and it's probably not a Dust Tornado or an MST either. Probably not a ring. Could be Torrential, a Scapegoat. Could also be complete blanks, just bluffs.
I mean, the fact maybe they are just bluffs. The fact that Dale's getting this far with these plays.
Could be that he's waiting for Dale to set a Book of Moon before he flips his ring.
Yeah, but I would think.
Yeah, I
Dale's
would not
got a
want to
solemn
let
set.
Parshaft draw a card.
No.
But still, if there's a book, he has to set it here.
So
Yeah,
one,
and then the ring is safe. So
One card
doing
is-
this ensures that there's no book on the ring.
one card
from
is
Hannah.
probably then goats, right?
I would guess Goat's Torrential.
No, if he had
Maybe not
Torrential, he would have
Torrential.
just flipped it.
I mean, not. Oh, Torrential is in the graveyard. Never mind.
Yeah, on the BLS, he would have flipped it either way though. Oh, we know he has call.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did see, but did we see the revivals game 1?
He got call off of the merchant.
Oh, okay.
Which it might be that card he just set behind the angel. That was probably the call for him not to have flipped it. No. Wow, he set the premium. So he has calls. He could have went MS. He could have went called, banished the BLS, premium the Air Knight, attack with the Angel for game.
Yeah, very conservative
He
line.
could have end phase called the Chaos Sorcerer too, and then even switched to defense to do all that stuff. So is he just trying to? If he has ring, he could have. Maybe he was trying. See, if you had ring, you'd want to try to force one of those cards, and then MST his last like Solemn or Book, then flip your ring. So I don't know what he's thinking.
Maybe top deck the MST? Is that possible?
He still could have did the Chaos Sorcerer play even if it was in attack mode, even though it's not as good.
Could it be that there's like a Mirror Force set? No, he would have killed the Air Knight.
Maybe he didn't kill the Air Knight with the Mirror Force. He wanted the
That
light in the
seems
grave.
strange.
He wanted the light in the grave when the merchant died with the BLS in his hand. That'd be why you wouldn't Mirror Force. Mirror Force
Yeah.
makes sense. That's why you would
Could
like
be.
go on the defensive here.
Yeah, could be.
Dale's gonna figure it out.
I mean, Dale has a very straightforward play here, right? Just banish and attack and see what happens.
Or over game.
Breaker because it can't be torrential. Yeah, sure.
Now it's either if he breaks, he could either hit the call or the Mirror Force.
It could still be Scapegoat as well.
Scapegoat's fine.
Yeah.
Scapegoat's great. You could attack Shiny Angel too. Although you're probably better off leaving an Angel on the board than a token.
Could also still be just pure bluffs. Okay, this is interesting. It is a Scapegoat, okay.
Mensch does play 3 meta. One card is Serpent in the hand.
Yeah, this seems hard to come back from. I guess Snatch still is a card.
Heavy Snatch.
Heavy Snatch. Yeah, sure. What do you think the set card is? Would you have used the Sakuretsu if it was one?
On the tribe, you
Probably
think
not.
you would have, right?
Yeah, Sakuretsu the tribe and Van Goats.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
probably not Sakuretsu.
I mean,
Probably not the Mega Fort.
the fact that he only has one meta left in the deck too, though, is like. Which is holding on. That's just the set to don't lose card.
I think it's a book, maybe? It was a book, yeah. Because all the other options were gone. That were relevant, at least.
Should be game.
I mean, top deck ring, set the ring, flip it, no solemn, no book. Yeah, no. That was a good game though.
Yep.
I'm happy I managed to catch that one before it got out of hand because it looked quite close. And we were giving a slight edge to the Mensch, right? Because of board state, the hand size, and the life totals. But very slight.
No, they both open pot agreed that game and just kind of stayed at the same pace as each other for the most part.
So really what I think was decisive was the turn with the premature getting the Air Knight.
For sure. What happened there
and then
was
the
none
mid-press 2 B-less.
of Mensch's set cards were real. Was the
Yeah,
issue.
he had nothing to deal with the BLS and barely could deal with the Air Knight.
He had a nice looking board, and then it only looked nice because we didn't know what the 3 set cards were.
Yeah, exactly. It looked nice, but turns out Scapegoat without Metamorphosis isn't that impressive. Especially not when facing Tribe and Air Knight. So, what are these players looking to side?
You could bring Jujitsus in against that deck, right?
Sorry, what?
You could bring Jujitsu in against Angels,
Angel
right?
Chaos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I have little experience.
I haven't played against it the most either. I mean, it depends if you have some just like generic anti-chaos stuff. I don't think I'd bring Trap Touch Shoot in.
Yeah, it depends, right?
And I just don't even know what Mensch's sided.
What do you think of Solemn Judgment in the matchup?
I'd probably take it out.
Yeah. For example, if you have the Dust Shoot, I think that's an easy swap. Maybe more so on the play than on the draw. To me, main decking Solemn in a fair deck is to have a catch-all, and then you keep it in against combo decks and such, right?
I think it was more of a meta call for this tournament just to deal with everybody playing the warrior deck.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It makes more sense to me than just putting it into goat control because it's good in goat control.
Is it that good against warriors though?
Being able to solemn is winning those solemn wars could be very vital. And you're not going to main deck 7 tools to stop it.
That's interesting to me. Cool. I mean, I'm quite boring like that. I would just put in another Sakuretsu or something. But, yeah.
We definitely saw Dale win on stream by Solomon Solemns yesterday.
Cool. Yeah, this is typical goat control. The opponent sets a monster and you have no answer. And now the Dekoichi is gonna put Dale in an awkward spot. Of course, taking damage is not as bad when you're playing Solemns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your life total becomes less relevant.
So, Dekoichi, Pot, Duo. At least Dale has Sinister. Some saving grace, but
Yeah, he's far behind here. Out of the
now,
opening.
now he's got to try to play to make this game go on longer with low life points.
Also, dealing with Dekoichi, I find in these control mirrors, is quite awkward often. And I think that has been a theme both yesterday when I was playing and when I was watching, that Dekoichi has done work in these control matchups. Is it Jazz's goat control that runs no Dekoichi and 2 Faith, 2 Merchant, 2 Mimic or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's interesting which ratio of the flip monsters you choose to put into goat control. Because here we can definitely see the power of Dekoichi.
Yeah, the attacking, once it's flipped and just you have to answer it within. That is the issue, is if you can't answer the flip sum of attacking Dekoichi.
Yeah, it does put a lot of pressure.
It's a good card in the Goat Mirror.
Yeah, in these control matchups it's quite strong in a situation like this. So what's the set card? Could be Merchant, could be Mimic, could be anything really.
Apparently
That's
it's Magician
interesting
of
to me.
Faith.
Yeah, looks like it. So, do you think this means the Mensch does not have Nobleman in hand? I guess you would Nobleman there, right?
I never know. People have so many different philosophies on when they use Nobleman or not that I don't try to predict too hard if they have Nobleman for these early game spots like this.
Booking that breaker feels kind of bad, because now if you're the Koichi would be Sakuretsu'd, it's the breaker that's floating rather than the Koichi.
Sure.
I just love having just this slight point of pressure in these matchups, forcing your opponent to react.
It's kind of the same thing too, though. Like if he just attacked over the breaker and then he had nothing to, like if the breaker attacked over the Dekoichi and then he had nothing to follow up with the breaker, it would be the same situation. So
yeah, but the boards would have been turned, right? Or what?
No, not really. Like if you book the breaker there, and or if you don't book the breaker there and he attacks and kills your Dekoichi.
Yeah, of course you should book the breaker. I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you shouldn't book the breaker. Okay.
No.
I misunderstood.
So what does Dale have set here? I think I would probably have fired off a Sakuretsu by now.
Probably Scapegoat.
To save the breaker. Yeah, I agree.
Mystical.
Scapegoat is very likely. And the Judgment, I guess?
Possibly.
Could also be like Torrential Mirror Force.
Right.
Also still possible to be Saku. Book, definitely. But it does need to do something. That said, though, he's quite happy just trading draw steps.
Yeah, I mean, look how many cards he's caught up with already, just by
Yeah,
playing this Dekochi trade-off game.
if he can just set flip monster after flip monster and just trade draw steps, that's great for him.
And the thing is, when you pot duo somebody, you want to follow up on it as hard as you can, usually.
Yeah, but it's so weird, right? Because you don't want to overextend either.
You don't want to get blown out
It's
the
very
other direction.
tricky to push your advantage in GOAT format, I think.
But Dale is down to 3,800 life points, so that advantage has been pushed.
Yeah. And generally, I don't think the bench has done anything wrong that we can see. This Dekoichi is definitely enough pressure not to extend a second threat onto the board. I think that would just be overextending. Of course, we don't know the cards, but usually that would be the case. And sometimes you just gotta accept that you can't punish them for their bad start and just gotta grind it out.
That's the thing too, like with Morphin Jar being cut out of all the Go control decks, is it's harder to, like, you can't just jump right back into a game like this. You gotta actually grind it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's a nice Tsukiyomi. I like that play. If he has no better way of dealing with the Koichi, I think that's perfectly reasonable. So, if you leave Solemn in a matchup like this, do you cut Heavy Storm?
Do you cut Heavy Storm? I doubt it. No, I would be very surprised.
Yeah, I would agree.
You leave it just when you heavy. Well, yeah, no, I think you keep it in.
So at this point, okay, he decides to extend onto the board.
Does have the Sinister.
Yeah. Gonna bounce the flip monster, I guess. The set.
That would be my guess.
And then gonna try to run into the Dekoichi. Yeah, I like this play.
And not letting this Dekochi go.
Yeah, I like that. I love protecting these small pressure points. So I guess now I would be tempted to use Nobleman if I had it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whoa! Isn't that
could be-
quite risky?
No, because then you play heavy.
Oh, okay, I see. Cool. So setting up the heavy storm, yeah, you're right. Cool.
You did keep the Solemns in.
Yep.
Dale down to 19. And if the monster that he set last turn is Magician of Faith. Potential to heavy again after that.
Yeah. He's just gonna keep playing this slow. Okay. Kind of hard to come up with a solid plan for Dale.
Dale needs to draw like Pot of Greed.
I mean, I guess his only real option is to just keep turtling and try to
Yeah, until he gets
answer
to
flip monsters.
well, turtling until he needs to get to his own advantage cards.
Yeah, he just needs to catch up.
Graceful or Poppy, where he's got the Sinister already. Like he's dealing with having been turn 1 Pot duoed and the Kochi got rolling quick.
I would have been tempted to save his MST. Unless he has a specific play in mind. Oh, got the ring, that's huge!
Great MST.
Wait, that's like the best card he could have hit.
Yep.
That is the best hit.
He's got
Cool.
less stuff to worry about now.
Now he's just gotta worry about paying life for his own cards.
Yeah, I mean, he could still play duo and Remy.
Yep. Yeah, this is really nice. I like this a lot. I guess that's a good reason to MST, because you're gonna use the call for the Abyss Soldier. Is he gonna go for something? So it feels natural to just bounce the set monster again, try and run into the Dekoichi again. Reevaluate from there. Maybe it's going for more.
I don't know. He's talking like he's gonna go for more.
Yeah, I mean, if you Heavy Storm here, for example, Scapegoats can't be chained, there's no ring, and Book doesn't do much. But it's hard to imagine Ghost Control being able to push this much damage, right?
There's no light.
But maybe the
dark,
Abyss
right?
Soldier bounces when
He
you
does-
cast BLS and then
yeah,
you win, right?
He does have a light dark now.
Yeah, exactly. So Heavy Storm BLS is... Yeah, you can't lose from there, right?
Well, yeah, no, because he could flip flop the Suki as well on the Abyss.
Yeah, exactly. But since he's doing all this talking, probably not Heavy Storm. Face down meta? That makes little sense. So he's just gonna pray that's a blank.
And that he hit.
Wait. Yeah, I mean, it can't be Mirror Force or Torrential, so that's something. So it's... Yeah, and they has to take the push off hit if it is the Sakuretsu. But it could definitely be Scapegoat, right?
He's hoping that he bounced the Scapegoat with the Abyss Soldier.
Yeah, but still, there's so many answers here. Sakuretsu, Book, yeah, exactly.
Solemn?
Oh, if he,
No.
oh, that could have been it. If he had the Solemn there, he would have won. Then I could have understood the play if it was the Solemn.
Did he draw the card for Air Knight?
I think so? Wow, I mean, that looks terrible now that it failed. If it succeeded, he would...
He's going for game, so...
But how do you make that read that that's a set metamorphosis? Because really, any relevant card stops your OTK. And it's not like he was under huge pressure. He could just have bounced the set flip monster, run into the Dekoichi, since it's much more natural.
Seeing that it was only a merchant and not a magician of faith too. I think he was wrong on that read. Magician of faith would have been more scary.
But still, Abyss Soldier bounced the set monster, attacking into the Dekoichi. Just keep playing from there.
Yeah, that was one option.
There was no reason to
he
go
went
for
the go for game option.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works. I'm probably missing something that he's thinking of.
No, he wrote out what it was. He went for a read, and it didn't work out. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
He had 1900 life points and had potential game shot, so he took it. That was that was a lot of unknown factors to go for it, but...
Well, we knew that the card he bounced was completely irrelevant.
Yeah, if we had a Solemn, that would have been...
Yeah,
amazing.
that would have been... If we had a Solemn, that would have been, I think, 100%. I can't come up with normal cards that would stop that if it was a Solemn.
Setsuki, Set Angel.
Sorry, what?
A Setsuki or a Set Shining Angel both would have stopped it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So even then. So the bench is trying to do this the safest way possible. I can't imagine he's having trouble clearing this board. It's more about how he wants to go about it, right? Is this a creature swap?
He's got a lot of cards.
Wait, he bringing creature swap against goat control? Is that the thing? No, he's just gonna attack into the Abyss Soldier.
Does he not have a light in the grave? He does. Sorcerer's in the grave too, though. I mean, his Mirror Force, his Torrential, Ring, and Call are already gone, so it's possible he just doesn't have anything else to deal with these besides having to... Okay, he's got a meta. That makes sense.
Oh, okay, yeah, that does make sense.
I wonder what Dale's last set card is. A Battle Trap, probably?
I mean, I would have battle trap the angel.
Yeah, so what could it be?
That.
Not a Solemn.
Could still be a book?
He's not taking the Air Knight. That's interesting. Oh, because he can't
I
attack.
mean, you don't want the Abyss
he-
Soldiers
that's
to
right.
bounce.
He can't attack again.
But still, that Air Knight is quite scary. Being able to punch damage through goats. That said though, Mensch is not really in any danger with a healthy life total. If he has the goats. Just set pass. So this new set card looks a lot like a Book of Moon or a Ring.
I'm curious what the old one is that's been there for
Yeah, me too.
a few turns now.
Probably not Dust Tornado, not Solemn. Probably not Sakuretsu Book. Could be Mirror Force? Maybe he didn't want to waste that on the Angel. Could be Torrential. Could be goats.
Yeah, it could be Mirror Force if he thought he was gonna go Angel into Warrior Lady.
Yeah. Mirror Force, Torrential, goats, I think are all plausible.
Goats makes, I think, the most sense.
Yeah. So Chaos Monster gonna come down here. Have we seen Tsukiyomi from the bench? I don't think so, right? Not yet. Yep. Slight miscommunication, I assume. This is awkward. Come on. Classic online communication. I wonder if he's gonna deal with the Air Knight. He still hasn't normal summoned. He could just set the monster. But Ven is quite begging to be torrentialed by a Sinister Serpent. Same with Tsukiyomi, really. So if he had a Tsukiyomi, I think he would have done that before dropping the BLS. So probably doesn't have it.
That's a card.
Oh, it... Whoa. To me this says there's no book. And this Air Knight is probably gonna get through, because there's only one Sakaretsu left.
Heavy's gone already.
One Mirror Force used, one Sakaretsu used,
Still has,
2 books used.
still has Breaker and Mystical.
What?
He's got a meta at next turn anyway.
So he would rather have 3 goats than 4, that's why he's doing this. I like it, that's cool. I mean, Dale is fighting his way back into this one. We'll see how the Mensch reacts here. Yeah, as you said, Breaker would be really good here. There's the ring.
Still
Yeah, that's
Breaker.
a saving grace of a Ring of Destruction. You can always hit the 1000 ice, regardless of what life you're on.
Yeah.
The Mensch asking for a confirmation.
We still don't know what this card behind. It's gotta be goats.
Yeah, likely to be goats. I think it still could be Mirror Force or something.
That's the only other card I can think of. Yeah, it'd be Mirror Force.
Yeah, because probably not Torrential. I mean, could be Torrential.
Dale still has more good cards left than the bench does at this point too. Dale still has Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, RDS Sinister, hasn't played Delinquent Duo, still has Premature Burial for BLS with Abyss Soldier or BLS and Sinister. 2 Solemns, Air Knight on board.
Okay, so at this point I think we can rule out Mirror Force as well.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a great sorcerer play here too.
Yeah,
What do you think Dale's set monster is? Magician of Faith?
probably just a flip, yeah. Could be any of them, really.
Could be Salmon. Oh damn. Could be a Sinister. Warrior Lady. Huh.
It's interesting that he's running Abyss Soldier and Warrior Lady. I like having a few proactive cards. Being able to run into sets.
So it was goats.
And the bench is completely out of cards. And there's the Heavy Storm, yeah. This has been really nice to watch. I think Dale played this really well, both games. But still, something as simple as a Skill Dark Magician. Even a Magician of Faith.
Do you give up your goats to deal the 1600? I guess if you have ring, you do.
No.
He doesn't have ring though. They both lost.
I like my goats.
Yeah, right now, Mensch. If he brought Air Knight in, I guess he could. Or his Air Knight's. No, he always had, what, Dale's Air Knight before? He must have. So Dale's got more good cards left in his deck than Mensch does.
Is this where... Yeah, it's kind of hard for Dale to put pressure from here, though, right?
Oh yeah, he's kind of locked with 4 goats now.
Also, there's not that many cards for him to put pressure with. Could have another Abyss Soldier.
Let's say, if he draw an Abyss Soldier would be great right now.
Yeah, but that's like the only one.
Preemie.
Yeah, premature Abyss Soldier.
Meta, sack for Air Knight.
Sure. So, if this is the Magician of Faith and it doesn't get answered, there's the meta. Interesting that it would set it there. With Delinquent Do already in the graveyard.
Heavy's gone. Guess Breaker
Yeah,
coulda
but
got
he's
it.
exposing it to Breaker and such. Oh, he's not showing the Watchers, the set monster. The bench would have showed. So yeah, Air Knight would be a problem.
Dale's gonna make a video after this replay of this explaining his plays.
Oh, cool. I'd love to watch that. It's never a good sign when your opponent is looking through the graveyard. Well, at least not when there's light and darks in there. In this case, I guess it's because of premature, just checking what he has left.
He's got Pot of Greed, Delinquent Duo, and Graceful Charity left.
Yeah, and the bench only has 12 cards. I mean, the bench is behind in almost every aspect.
What does Mensch even have left for boss monsters? 2 Chaos Sorcerers, BLS, maybe the Air Knight that he put in.
Yeah, I think we can assume that there's at least one Air Knight.
But that's about it. We know he could also have Premature Burial himself, so that's...
Yeah, I think we saw both Call and Premature, right?
I think he brings in Premature and an Air Knight, is my guess at this point.
Yeah, same. And who knows? Could still be a third Chaos Source or a second Air Knight. Unlikely though.
Well, he
With
didn't even use one Air
mobility.
Knight yet.
Yeah, as I said, unlikely.
Yeah, so there's probably still at least one.
So
They'll use
what
one
can he
Air
even
Knight
hit
already.
with? I mean, Tribe is good. He has a couple of Angels. But yeah, really running out of threats.
Snatch Steel, sack for Tribe, or sack for Air Knight.
That would be good. I mean, Dale is not in a hurry, but at this point, he is also locked. Has to wait for the Air Knight for himself. Right?
That or book.
Guess he has another book left. Yeah.
Dale also has 2 Solemns left too, so he really could like get this game down to a lock.
Yeah, very hard to see Dale losing this one. And Dale still has both his noblemen left. So not even a flip monster to pick up the heavy storm or something could ever be a problem. Should not be, at least. Because I can see that being one way to get out of this. Yeah, setting a Faith, and then flipping the Faith after dealing with the Thousand Eyes, playing the Heavy Storm, playing a Tribe, try to make a play for game.
I'd like to
But with the
know
double...
where the bench went wrong for this to be this situation. Because the opened pot duo was in the lead at the beginning, had the big life point lead. Then Dale missed a big game shot, and like, is it something the bench did, or was it just flow of the cards went wrong at that point? Like, something happened this game.
To me, it's either that after Dale's game shot, the bench didn't have a strong answer to the board.
Yeah, like
whether
even though
that
he
is
answered
that
the
he-
VLS, like he had to do that weird meta play. And
Could be that his cards were just poorly drawn to answer that board.
yeah,
Could also be that maybe he could have done it in a better way. I guess we'll find out watching the replay. But I think that definitely was the turning point where Dale went for that super risky push and then didn't get properly punished for it.
the other thing that kept Dale in this game was the solemn judgment on that heavy storm way earlier.
Yeah. Very true. That was key.
Good.
And it's very typical in these matchups that Heavy Storm is the winning card. But with Solemns, that's not as big of an issue anymore.
Good morning, Spooky.
Spooky, are you there?
Yep, I am. Hello.
Hello.
Just double checking, make sure everything's set on my end for mic and stuff.
Sounds good to me.
We're watching Mensch play, right?
Yep.
So, books his own Thousand Eyes, flips the Magician, plays the Heavy Storm. And yeah, there's nothing that can be chained. Was just 2 bluffs. Thousand Eyes flips again.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks like Mensch is really far behind here.
This was a crazy game.
Yeah, and now Dale can set 2 Solemns, or at least one if he
I
has
think
one.
he's second for Air Knight.
I would agree, yes. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't fault the bench for just conceding here.
Oh, that
I mean, I
delay
guess you
through.
check your draw step.
So, oh, he's got a Sinister, but still. He's down 4 cards to 1, basically.
Also is playing against the Solemn Judgment deck. So
Hitting the meta right there was huge too.
does he have a meta left?
There was no safe place for it. He duoed and heavied him.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have a meta left, and there's 2 Solemn Judgments left in
No,
Dale's.
he has a meta left.
No,
There's
none.
3 in the graveyard.
Oh, I only see 2. There
I
it
mean,
is.
maybe
Yep,
he
they
plays
make a
4.
triangle. They make a triangle around the go.
How apt.
900
That's quite
to
cute that
900.
it's the scapegoat in the middle of the triangle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, 900 to 900 as far as life points go, but... Well, are there any rings left? Not for Mensch.
No, not a ring.
Oh, go down
Okay,
to
here we go.
100.
The last push. Oh no, he can't.
Can
do
he get the sorcerer?
it. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he can.
He can try.
Sorcerers. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's any monster that can deal enough over the magician or you lose. Well, no, the sorcerer you actually have to actually answer. Wow. But
Oh,
he's
he
got
had
Sinister.
a better answer.
But so does Mensch.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, so this is gonna be a Serpent War.
does Dale have a serpent in hand?
They both
Yeah,
have
they have a
Serpent.
Serpent each.
Dale still has Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity in his deck too.
But at this point, if Dale's set card is not great.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, I was just gonna say, why would you set there? There has been no nobleman used.
Because you're at 100.
Ah, come on. You gotta go for a glory, right?
No, I think he's
I mean,
set
he
there.
has to hit Dale 3 times with that Sinister.
No, I definitely agree with this play.
Yeah?
Oops. No, I don't. Of course not. What an idiot. That was nice. Great match.
Creamy
So
anyway.
it's gonna be Dale in the finals versus Geist D?
Yep.
Is that what it is? That's gonna be an awesome finals.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a replay. Dale's gonna make a video on that replay later because it's very interesting.
Is that something that we're gonna be hosting on our YouTube, or is that...
I didn't ask him specifically. He asked if he could make it, so I'm guessing that's what he was asking. But either way, I want to see
Cool.
it.
Yeah.
So this is the most traditional of decks in Goat Control, with the new twist of Solemn Judgment in the main deck to combat the new hot deck of the format, the Chaos Warriors. That's quite fitting for a final. So would you guys say that Chaos Warriors are favored against Goat Control?
I don't know enough about the Chaos Warrior deck at this point to say.
Yeah, same. But you were thinking that Solemn Judgment was a meta call to combat the Chaos Warriors.
I just asked him.
So-
He said that is why.
Okay, cool. So maybe that gives the Goat Control deck an edge.
And he thinks Solemn is great with good players, which is what everyone in the chat was saying as well. I don't know if it gives it an edge. Maybe it makes it a fair battle.
Yeah, because I've heard that the Chaos Warrior deck is slightly favored. Like 60-40. But that's just what I've heard.
It looks like Goat Format Italia posted their top 8 from their tournament the other day. And there's a burn deck. And a Chaos Warrior list with 43 cards, including 2 Ultimate Offerings.
So Dale has to beat Geist
Wow.
in 2 matches in a row here.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't want to ignore that fact. Like, we can talk about whether or not Goat Control beats Chaos Warriors and how both players are good, or that one of them is playing Solemn Judgment to counter the other. But at the end of the day, like, Geist is like going into this very much favored. It's
For
not
sure.
impossible, but
The thing is,
Oh, yeah, of course.
once Dale wins, if Dale wins 1 match though, then that kind of goes out the window. So game 1 it feels that way, but then like if you take that 1 win, then it's like, you know what, it's anybody's game after that point.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's say before a match, if we give them 50% each, right now, Dale would only have a 25% chance of winning, right?
Right.
The tournament. But as you're saying, if he does win the first match, then it's suddenly 50-50.
Right. I'll be right back. Guys.
Yeah, at the same time. I'll be right back.
So, good thing for Dale to be on the play, and that Heavy Storm seems... It's not a strong Heavy Storm, not saying it's incorrect. I think it's very typical to Heavy Storm turn 1 and then set 4 of your own. If this was a Scapegoat, that would have been very good for Dale though. Is Dale there? I mean, what is there to think about? Oh, is he thinking of not using the Scapegoat? Could that be it? I don't really see a reason not to. I think it's just AFK, right? Oh. Oh, set the Cult the Haunted. I wonder if that was set with the intention of being bait. To protect the more relevant early game disruption. Sangan would be great here. Yeah, that feels so bad. I think already Geist D is in a great spot here. Are you still here, Scully?
Scully said that he was gonna be right back, and I just got back, so...
Oh, okay, cool. So I guess what you want to do here is... Oh, this feels so bad.
So
I
the
guess
Heavy
you can
Storm
drop
hit
Tribe.
a Call of the Haunted?
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
I'm seeing?
And
Okay,
the
and
Blade
then
Knight ran over the
Reinforcement
Mimic.
Mm-hmm. And Reinforcement Army grabbed the Blade Knight so that he could run over the Mimic, I'm guessing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, if there's no answer to the Tsukiyomi, then
Yeah,
he's
Well,
thinking
so-
about it. Could it be a Solemn? If there's no Sakuretsu, I think...
Solemn would be pretty gutsy here.
I mean, if there's no Sakuretsu, I think you Solemn here. It depends, of course, but... Could be that there's like a Solemn and a Book of Moon, and he's trying to choose.
Choose which one.
Could also be that
Yeah.
it's just bluffing. Could be anything. It is gonna be the Solemn. Yeah, that's cool. So probably the set that he has left is not the Sakuretsu armor or Mirror Force.
No, it's not a battle trap if he's willing to Solemn
Yeah, exactly.
like that. Yeah,
So-
he wants to protect...
Dale, hopefully for his sake, has a Scapegoat set here, and then a Metamorphosis to follow it up.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a battle trap. Because he would have used it to protect the Dark Mimic early. And I think Geist read the same thing. Like, Scapegoat
agree.
was potential, but...
Yeah, but still, Scapegoat is often gonna be the card you set rather than call. But that goes for most cards, really,
Yeah.
that you would rather set those. So maybe these are just Stone Cold bluffs. needs to answer this blade net eventually. That's
Yeah,
what's-
I mean, already down to even 4,000.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how the Koichi is good for the control matchups, but here we can see the utility of the flip monsters being level 1, playing those rather than the Koichi, to be able to make these metamorphosis plays.
Exactly, yeah. I think I mentioned yesterday, but if I ever see a Dark Mimic in someone's list, I'm automatically assuming that they're playing the Metamorphosis. Yeah, it wasn't a Solemn.
Did I mean, even if there was a Solemn, he
Would've-
never
what
passed
they were
priority,
talking
right?
about. I guess that's true, but yeah, they were talking about whether or not he misses. But
Yeah, but he doesn't. That's just an angle shade.
I'm perfectly fine with that torrential, especially when you can follow up with just enough.
Yeah,
another
I've heard these
Mhm.
warrior decks have gotten criticism from people picking it up for running too many monsters, but really it just doesn't mind if the monsters die from time to time.
And I mean, this is such an aggressive. Like, it needs to be aggressive. You need to be able to put pressure on. You need to have.
Yeah,
those
exactly. Sometimes you gotta play into that tarantula, play into that mirror force. And when you do, it's useful to have new creatures. Oh, Solemn.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Because
has
we
to
were
do
thinking
that.
what he would because it wasn't Scapegoat, then it wasn't the Battle Trap, right? So
Yep, you're
Solemn
right.
makes sense. This is really close from here.
Yeah. Geist has to decide if he's gonna swing in, and I think he has to. Well, he doesn't have to, but I'm also okay with the play because that Abyss Soldier can get really dangerous really fast.
Yeah, I like attacking. I wonder if Geist D has a Chaos Monster in hand. Because he has no Dark.
Yeah, he's
Graveyard.
only.
Okay, I'm back.
Because I think any monster he probably would have summoned there. Because it's very unlikely it's a Mirror Force or Torrential set.
Yeah, yeah. Now this new card that might be different, but
Yeah. Oh, I think that was a top deck. I think a top deck to Sang.
yeah, that was the top deck thing again.
That's huge.
Because this is a battle trap.
Oh,
Okay.
he top decked the Scapegoat, so that's at least something. I wonder what the other
Contact
set card is.
Metamorphosis on live.
I wonder what the set card is. I would be tempted to Solemn the Sang in there, but maybe not if I have the Scapegoat.
Could be a bluff of some kind.
Could be Bluff, could be a Solemn. Could very easily be a Nobleman.
I was just thinking Nobleman because Geist hasn't set yet.
Yeah, he's probably not planning to do so either.
Not when not when Dale's at 1100.
Okay, but this is still not over. A couple of good draws and Dale is right back into this.
Yeah, and he's able to get those draws potentially because of the scapegoat.
Yeah, Scapegoat is so important in these matchups. And once he has stabilized the Solemn Judgments, if there are any set there, we're gonna seal the deal, I feel.
I mean, that's. I've seen some discussion on Geist this and how it's a little bit
There's the
weaker.
Mirror Force.
That's a decent mirror force. Like, you hate hitting the same game with it, but you kind of gotta do that.
Oh, to me a Mirror Force is just a pretty looking Sacred's armor. I don't treat it very well.
I've seen discussion that Geist's list is weaker to scapegoat than it should be.
So what would be the... There's no tribe, is that the point?
Or a Sura Priest.
Oh, okay, sure. So playing one of each of those could be an option. Makes sense. So he's deciding whether or not to put the Warrior Lady into play. I personally don't see much reason to do so. Unless he really values being able to summon a second monster in his following turn. Because exposing the Dear Warrior Lady here seems unnecessary otherwise. Breaker,
Yeah.
that's a huge draw.
There is a huge draw.
And that's very likely... Wow! That was a nobleman. Cool.
Haven't seen any battle traps yet from Geist then.
Yeah, but also I would not want to battle trap the Breaker, because it's gonna be ran over so easily. I mean, Breaker
He has
could
to-
just run away with this if there's a solemn set.
Yeah, and you say that the Breaker can get run over easily. Oh, there, okay. But I was gonna say he has to have the monster to do that,
Yeah, that's true.
and he wasn't really playing like he could. So what did he just remove? The Sengen and then. Okay. So you were right earlier when you said that the one card in his hand was a K. That's probably the card that he's been holding on to.
Could be. So I wonder if you banish here or if you attack. Attacking seems so risky, right?
Still
I mean,
Sakuretsu's.
let's see. Yeah, Sakuretsu's are still alive. Not necessarily gonna say it's the right play, but my gut is telling me, like, if I were in his position, I'd be removing. I'd just banish.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for it though.
I actually...
I mean, no Mirror Force, no. Oh,
yeah, there's
Torrent-
no Mirror Force.
Torrential's still alive for Dale.
Yeah, but Tarantula is not the end of the world.
Because you still get rid of the tokens in the Breaker.
So this is a quite strong turn.
Mm-hmm.
Metamorphosis would still be great for Dale.
Yeah.
Could only trade though.
I would have top decked Tribe here. That's my luck. I mean, if one of those set cards is a nobleman... Oh, there's a premature. Well, I guess now the Chaos Sorcerer feels kind of silly not attacking.
Yeah, I guess
So you
that
can bounce the Chaos Sorcerer because there's no other dark.
makes it
What
into
were
a
you gonna
big
say?
difference, huh?
But also, there are not that many scenarios where it makes a big difference, because every creature in Geist's deck is gonna deal the 1100.
Yeah.
So it's really only
Still comes up
a
though.
few scenarios. Yeah, and here it did come up.
And so, yeah, I was literally just gonna say this is the time to Metamorphosis, and he has it. I like this sequence.
This is really good. But if that is a judgment, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a
Yep.
judgment. Is this where Dale is gonna be like, oh no, you didn't counter the... No, Dale is not that guy, right?
No, I don't think so, no. He did that all very quickly. Obviously, he knows he's bringing out Thousand Eyes. There's... Yeah.
So,
Real card or lose? Scapegoat? It's not a solemn. Could be a bug.
I don't think it's a book. I think if it's a book, he might have tried to.
no, it could be a book.
Well, wasn't there an opportunity last turn to use book to save?
But the Didi Warrior Lady would have ran over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing worth
So it
saving.
could still be a book. Could be a torrential, that would be cool. That's actually somewhat plausible, right?
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh,
No, it
okay, he
needs to
decides
be.
to play around the book or Sakuretsu,
Yeah.
which makes sense. Okay, so now the only answer is scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, Guys D takes game 1.
Now just needs one more duel win right now to win the tournament.
And if he wins, is this 3 tournaments in a row?
I believe so. I know one of these ones he got the finals and never then slept through grands, so lost. But I don't know if that's the 4th tournament. Like if that's number 4 or didn't he win a GFC? And he won the let me just look. Alright, GFC 5. So no, GFC 5 was won by Walk It Out.
That's right.
Then FLC 11,
Where Walk? Is he not in this?
he never sent his deck list. Then he was like, how come I'm not in the tournament? I was like, you literally never sent it to me, so you weren't entered. That's what happened to that. So Geist won FLC 11. And then I think... Oh, where's my GFC 4 coverage? Did I not tag it?
Oh, okay, we're going.
Hey, we're live.
They'll set 1 pass. This is where we're gonna see the heavy storm late night. Just Sangan.
Bruh,
That's
don't just Sangan me. Sangan's a good coach. Oh, I was really hoping he went aggressive with it though. That would
So
have
yeah,
been.
so Geist won GFC 4. And he won FLC 11. And he got 2nd place in GFC 3, where he was in Grand Finals but didn't play it.
Okay, did he not attack with Sangan to play around Jiu-Jitsu Master?
A possibility.
I guess he figures it's just unnecessary to attack with it, because if it runs into Decoys or Dark Mimic, it only really helps Dale. So there are a few hits where it does something.
Yeah, and
worthwhile.
it's pretty likely that he brought in Jujutsu Math for game 2.
Yeah, so it's just unnecessary to take that risk. Still interesting that he summons the Sangan. To me, that kind of says that he didn't have two great options of what to summon that turn.
Okay, I figured it out. It was the Nano that overslept, not Geist. So Geist did win GFC 4, and he won GFC. So he won GFC 4, FLC 11, and then this would be the third, the third win.
Okay.
That's cool.
So DD Warrior Lady would be good. Really good if that's Jujutsu Master Rig.
Yeah, would also be good against anything else.
DD Warrior
Oh, he
Lady.
rigged it.
Oh yeah, he does not
It's
want
re-
that.
It's probably Jujutsu then.
I mean, it
has
could
to
also be just that he's mind gaming. Maybe he picked up that the Sangan is scared of the Jujutsu Master,
Right?
and it's just buying time.
100% possible.
Because ringing that DD Warrior Lady is not, like, bad either way.
No. Pretty much
And
all
now-
ring a DD Warrior Lady.
Yeah, now Geist is in a slightly tricky spot.
Like that Bird Deck won tournament.
How
Oh,
many
it
people
won.
entered it?
The Italian tournament that was.
Does it say how many people entered?
I don't see it.
Decides to end step the MST. Why do you do that? I don't understand.
Why, end phase?
Yeah.
32 people. It
I'm not
looks
sure.
like. Yeah, 32
Oh,
person.
because of Jar of Greed. Maybe?
Oh, right, yeah. Geist plays Jar
Yeah.
Greed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just sets one. This is looking good for Dale, if he doesn't get blown out this turn. Here's the Blade Knight. Yeah, so now it's gonna run over a Jujutsu Master. Oh, it is the Master. Cool.
Yeah.
Well played from Geist. Yeah, that's really solid. Solid
yeah,
play.
that was. It became more and more likely that that was the Jujutsu Master. Like, started to become a real telegraph. And you're right, that was a solid play.
So there's no dark in the graveyard for Geist. Once again. Could also just be another beater in his hand, or a third disruptive face down that this doesn't want to expose into heavy storm. But this is looking good for Dale, right?
I'd say right now Dale is ahead. I mean, at the end of the day, the Blade Knight still went to the top of the deck for guys, and a Scapegoat coming down. We already talked about how he's kind of weaker versus Scapegoat, and the Metamorphosis is able to take the Blade Knight right there. I'm sorry, Metamorphosis into Thousand Eyes and take the Blade.
Yeah, now Dale is
That was a good
up
trade.
a card. This is post sideboard, and Dale is playing Goat Control against an aggro deck. This feels great.
Maybe you could keep answering these monsters. Dale did banish the Warrior Lady, so he's got no light.
Yeah, I mean, that's the weakness, right? Dale probably runs still after sideboard a few cards that are somewhat bricky, more so than the cards in Geist's deck. That is
The next
most likely
meta,
very
then.
streamlined.
That's
Second.
good.
It's yeah, this is quite disgusting. Oh, he has the judgment, but that's still not great.
And Thousand Eyes goes to great. Back in the extra.
Yep, there we go. I mean,
Does the counter still go on Skilled Arc if you Solemn in the meta?
Yeah, it's still activated, right?
It was activated.
Well,
it just
Solemn
didn't.
negates the activation.
No, when that spell resolves, put the spell counter.
Is that
and
what
it
it
never
says?
resolved. It says so on the card.
Okay, so it doesn't get the counter.
Oh, yep. Maybe I should RTFC, huh?
Well, that was a big sub.
Yeah, this is very tricky whether or not you expose a second monster. He decides to go for it, it looks like.
He's behind, so the Don.
I mean, not necessarily, it's very close.
Sure, like he's behind, but in a very small. But the Don would be his way to kind of get that much more ahead if he can hit with it.
Yeah,
He's gonna start
there's a
taking
high upside.
counters. Yeah, he's gonna start taking counters and skilled, so he can potentially get.
Wow.
Yep.
Perfect card.
That's a
That
drawback.
was pretty good. Either that or Mirror Forest. Now he's got 2 darks in the graveyard.
And there's the Abyss Soldier.
Well, if this is a Chaos Monster in hand, then
Dale does not
Then
want to see a
it's-
Chaos Monster get summoned right now.
I mean, I would be tempted to just swing with the Chaos Monster if I had it last turn. Just summon it and attack.
yeah, you're right.
Which we've seen guys do.
Yeah, I think that's how the deck plays. It can't really just wait for a target against a deck like Goat Control.
But
Oh.
I think
He
that's the
had
way
it.
through.
Oh yeah, I guess.
be either.
I
Yeah,
don't
it
think he
was.
shuffled.
I don't think he shuffled either.
He did shuffle.
Okay.
He did? Okay.
But yeah, could be that it chose to hold on to it.
That's rough.
So DD Warrior Lady's already gone on Dale's side.
Nice. It's got the
Oh,
tribe.
that's Tribe.
Game 3.
Hmm.
Sweet. These games have been really good.
Yeah, yep.
I like it. So now guys, D is on the play.
Now we can
However, I
put his flips in if he
imagine,
wants.
Sorry?
Now we can put his flips in if he wants, going first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Koichi sounds good. I like the Koichi.
I think he plays like 1 Magician of Faith.
Oh, that's sweet. I wonder if Dale is gonna like side deck accordingly to handle flip monsters. Yeah, that was a very interesting spot that we're discussing in the in-game chat, whether or not he should have played the Donsalug there or not. Very hard to say.
He wanted the discard real bad. I mean, so there were 2 cards that would blow him out there. Torrential Tribute and Mirror Force. And he just happened to have one of the 2. It was kind of a situation, I think, where guys do thinking, like, make my opponent have it, because if he doesn't have it, I win this game, type thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot. Happy I didn't have to make that decision. So we're discussing, there's Dale shuffled his hand when Geist touched the Dom Salug, kind of insinuating that he's preparing to discard.
Right.
And we're discussing whether that mind game played into the Dom Salug actually hitting the board.
He could even subconsciously have done that.
Yeah, but
I mean, Dale
as the
is
guy
a...
is saying, once he fetches the Don Salug, then he's playing it, right?
Yeah, probably.
So the hand shuffle had no impact, but Dale still wants to convince guys the otherwise. Maybe this is some mental warfare from Dale here, trying to tilt his opponent. Because it's obvious, once you play Rota, you're planning to go for the Salug.
Yeah.
The smirk smiley face as well.
The winky face there, yeah.
Yeah. So Geisty's turn to set the monster and pass.
I mean, that makes me think that Dekoichi's came in, right? I'm curious if Dale took his noblemans out, or if he brought them back in for game 3, predicting Dekoichi.
It's also, Nobleman is not that bad if you run Book and Tsukiyomi per side.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's not like it's
not
horrible.
dead.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good.
I'd probably keep one in.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's interesting whether you keep 0, 1, or 2.
I mean, this is a great start for Geist. He gets the flip draw, and he smacks with Dekoichi.
Yeah, and this has been a recurring theme all tournament. The control
Yeah.
deck facing the flip Dekoichi. What do you do? There's no clean answer. I love Dekoichi after watching this tournament. It's been so good.
As the sideboard card specifically, it has been great for Geist.
Yeah, like there's no clean answer. What do you do?
Spend another card to get rid of it, or it does 2,800 damage to you for free.
And this is what we saw happen against Dale in the previous match as well, where he played against the Mensch. The Mensch just flipped an earlier Dekoichi and started attacking.
So he summons the Sangan, opting to take some extra damage, just so knock isn't available.
Yeah, I like it.
So what's he searching for with the Sangan then?
Very likely Sinister Serpent, because if he's playing around knock, why would he search a flip monster?
Search Warrior Lady. Probably.
Yeah, that
Sinister.
makes sense. That makes sense. Warrior Lady makes sense.
It's the
But yeah.
Serpent. So does he have an Abyss Soldier in hand then?
But still, what do you bounce?
Well, you got 4 choices.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, it was the
Oh,
first.
sure, it was for the graceful play.
I mean, I could have just done it either way.
Yeah.
Right.
Did he shuffle his hand before using the graceful? I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the shuffle sound, but I don't know.
Oh, you guys have sound on Dueling Book.
Yeah.
Cool. But at this point, I think Dale just has to start setting monsters and let them get noblemanned until Geist runs out of those. Probably has found a scapegoat now to buy some time as well, if his life total gets pressured.
He's thinking real hard on this last discard.
I mean, he has 8 cards in hand, I think, so a lot of options.
Yeah, it's hard to tell which of the options are, least dead when you don't really have a lot of information with your opponent.
Yeah, I like discarding the premature. Oh, and
Good
there it
game.
is. SD wins the match and the tournament. Oh, never mind.
False alarm, false alarm. So he's got a decent graceful charity play with the Sinister Serpent, and then he follows up with the Delinquent Duo. So this is a decent answer to the Dekoichi flip. But he's also losing a lot of life point against a very aggressive deck.
Yeah, it's really about if this face down gets nobleman here.
You can't rely on his Solemns the way that he could in the other matches when he was low in life like this too, because now he can get Solemned himself.
Yeah, that's true. And this breaker is amazing.
We saw
if it doesn't hit a scapegoat here,
we saw lots of games where Dale went down to like sub 4,000 early on and then just hung in there.
Mm-hmm.
So Dale is insinuating Book of Moon, Ring, and or Torrential Tribute here. Lets it resolve. I mean, could just be bluff. So there's the ring. So that tells me that he was fine with the other card getting popped by the breaker.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a Mirror Force or a Torrential.
Another 1,600 from Dale's life points, so.
And I think it's probably not the book either. And it's probably not the Sakuretsu, so...
That's a really good nobleman to hit a Jujutsu Master there.
I think it's a scapegoat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder if
because that's the only option
Solemns
left.
this. I'm assuming he doesn't, but he could Solemn it.
I actually don't hate this Solemn. That said, I have no idea what he has, so...
No, I think a Solemn would be perfectly fine there, because now he's got to kill 4 goat tokens, regardless of how much more damage he was going to be able to do to Dale there. Like, Dale's stalling for 2-3 more turns.
I mean, we don't know the other set cards, or even if there is a Solemn at all.
I think Dale's a good hand.
Yeah, when he discards the Premature, definitely. Because you often discard Air Knight.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So that's at least to me saying that he doesn't have the Air Knight, and if he does have it, it's because he has Metamorphosis.
You mean for the 1,000 eyes suck up your guy, tribute the 1,000 eyes play?
Yeah, but I mean, in almost every scenario, it's better to discard the Air Knight and keep the Premature.
And then
right?
just, yeah, premature. Yeah. Well, here's the Metamorphosis.
So there was no Heavy Storm played there. Yep, the immortal Dekoichi. That's been the story of today. Really.
Yeah. I mean, is this Dekoichi just gonna get there?
There's a sideboard card from Dale.
Dice
Yeah,
just
I
has
mean-
all the answers.
I don't like beaters against the warriors. They
It's
have
interesting.
battle traps.
Because Dale sides into more aggressive cards by getting the Skill Dark Magician, and Geist sides into more control cards by getting the Dekoichis.
True.
Yeah, but it's really about play draw as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because on the draw you gotta react.
Yeah.
So that's and the Skill Dark is more of a reactive card, while the Koichi is more proactive. So are we gonna see the Mirror Force here? No. So probably not the Sakuretsu armor either. What does that leave us with? Also,
Leaves us with another goat, potential bait of some kind. It wasn't torrential.
could still
it
be
wasn't
torrential, but most likely not.
B.
I mean, it could still be.
I mean, is Geist gonna commit another monster to the board with both torrential and Mirror Force still alive?
I mean, if Dale is willing to like set the Serpent here, leaving the Torrential is definitely plausible. That's a good draw.
It's all 3 Trinity for Dale at this point.
I mean, that's what he needs in this matchup, I would see.
Has Geist gotten any of his Trinity yet? No.
No, I think Geist said he's winning these tournaments too easily, so he's trying to play without them.
What a good man.
Okay, so he's thinking here. If we assume he has something, what is the card where you would think here? Because if it's a book or a ring, you just flip it, right?
I
could
think
be a ring.
so.
It could be a ring that is saving for like a Chaos Sorcerer.
Or just saving for the lethal damage in general.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if it's ring and you're going for a damage scenario, you let him suck up your guy and then hit.
Also, if it's a ring, you might want to wait until end phase when Dale perhaps sets his Book of Moon.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be the safest play. But in doing that, you have to be okay with Dekoichi getting run over.
It's also like ring for 19 here. I mean, that's maybe not even that relevant against the deck with Solemn Judgment. Yeah, so he rings for 0. Yeah, I like that play. I think that was the best decision.
The tribe's pretty good. 3 in the back row. There's no Heavy Storm from Geist yet. Does Geist plays Heavy Storm?
I always mix it up on who runs heavy and who does not.
Yeah.
Guys plays heavy.
Oh, there it is.
This might just
So I guess
through
risk
it,
a judgment.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
exactly. That's why I did it.
And with Ring out of the picture, like, he's gonna be more comfortable going down to such a low life total.
Yeah, and he's already used the premature and the duo.
So what I said before was wrong.
What?
That going this low was gonna be more tough against Geist. Well, I said because he solemn, I could solemn his way.
Yeah.
But no, it still worked out the same way it has the solemns have for Dale the rest of these games.
But it's also solemn often looks good, right?
Yeah.
But when you draw it on your opening hand and you just can't set it for 5 turns
Well, I bet.
because there's nothing you will solemn, then it's not that good, but you don't see it from a spectator point of view.
Right.
That's like the worst, opening a flip monster and a solemn judgment.
No Mirror Force or Sakuretsu from Dale yet.
Yeah. Like,
So Dale is thinking here? Is that because he has a torrential?
yeah.
Buff? Or does he have a bottomless trapple in the sideboard? Could also be
have
solemn judgment if
yeah.
there's no clean answer. Okay, so he has the Mirror Force. So if he's thinking, they're actually thinking and not just bluffing.
I was thinking Torrential. But he wouldn't think on Torrential if he's got the...
Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't think on torrential.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's much where he would think.
Dale's got a lot of life points to catch up on unless the solemn gets flipped.
That's true.
Yeah, he's up 5 cards to 2, though. I like Dale's position right now.
Yeah.
That I like. The set monsters.
That's a serpent. Definitely a serpent.
Expectation of faith.
Is Dale gonna write in the in-game chat about how he mind-gamed him with the pickup and then set again?
Geist is due for some Trinity here. You hate to lose a game because your opponent got all 3 Trinity and you didn't see a single one.
So BLS here would be lethal.
Yeah, he's thinking the face down is Sinister as well. If it is, that's a good movement. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, it's a good knock. If it isn't, it's a good knock.
Yeah, either
You're
way.
not wrong, yeah.
Just
I mean,
a good card.
If Dale now sets Magician of Faith, it's not a good knock.
Yeah, but you know, what you gonna do, right? But yeah. Sure.
BLS now?
Finally.
Oh, do you judgment this?
Nope.
I think I never do.
If I have Magician of Faith set there, I am flipping Solemn Judgment.
If I have double judgment and Magician of Faith,
No.
I'm probably flipping. Yeah.
That's another Jiu-Jitsu master.
Enemy
Maybe?
controller? What? Wait. Why is that card good in this matchup?
Steal your opponent's monsters and ran them into each other?
He's running Scapegoat. So
I mean, it could save your...
is it another Jiu-Jitsu master? And he's protecting it from DD Warrior Lady?
I do not know.
I'm not sure what card you protect there.
Magician if you have a book? I don't. Why would you want to protect the Magician though, right? Unless you have Magician meta?
That makes some sense. And we know that set card that's left is...
I guess is Jiu-Jitsu.
I mean, it could still be like Mimic or something that he doesn't want to flip into face-up attack position.
Why wouldn't you just let the attack go through?
Yeah.
Because he was hoping he'd draw a meta?
Yeah, true.
But then he would have
True,
flipped it.
Yeah, must be,
Oh no, he couldn't flip it because that'd be game without the meta.
It's a Suku.
Oh, that makes sense. But if that's a Tsukiyomi, I would be tempted to summon the next monster face up and flip it with Tsukiyomi to protect the Tsuki. So this is suddenly not looking all that great for Dale.
Well, yeah, because Geist got that pot of greed. Brought him back into the game.
So I think that Tsukiyomi is kind of desperate.
That
Also
Suki
not
and the
returning.
enemy both just got wasted to a DD Warrior Lady that's still on the board.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Not the pot of greed.
That's also true.
It's weird to me that he didn't protect the Tsukiyomi by returning it to his hand. I wonder what this card is. Yeah, why wouldn't he just set the merchant with the Tsukiyomi and return the Tsukiyomi?
Man, and he loses 3 great cards. All 3 of those monsters, he would
Yeah,
have been
both would have been really good. Oh, this is brutal.
immediately delinquents.
Well, he would have lost that Suki anyway.
Yeah, true. Not a misplay. I wonder what Dale has set.
Not solemn, probably, right?
Not solemn. I agree with that.
Would have been used a long time ago.
Not the battle
I
trap.
mean, one of these is newer.
Yeah, one has been there for ages.
I mean, one of these could be another goat. Potentially a dead knock if you decided to bring them back in or keep one.
No, because the warrior lady was...
Now that I see
No,
enemy,
you're right.
I do not think he kept noblemen in.
You're right. Okay. This is so interesting.
This attack could just be game.
I mean, yeah, it could be. And it's not like as Geist you don't attack. I feel like you just.
Oh, you just
have-
take a stab here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
GG.
Could you flip the cards for a spectator? No?
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Okay, there we go. Heavy Storm, Brain Control. Brain Control and Enemy Controller? Not to be that guy, but that seems quite terrible.
The
It's
last one he
spicy.
drew was solemn.
No, the last one was the Heavy Storm, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, but it's interesting to hear
Right,
what the
so,
thinks.
Guys,
Did wrong.
congratulations, winner of GFC
Yeah.
6.
Geist just styling on people.
That's quite absurd.
That he's been so successful.
Yeah.
Good player, good deck.
Later, guys.
Yeah, you're sick of this, huh?
Sure. See ya.
Good one, Scully. Yeah.